Hello again. It's a Friday around noontime, right smack in the middle of September, and we're in the heart of the Northeast Kingdom in Willoughby State Forest. And today we're going to go up Wheeler Mountain Trail. It's not an especially big mountain, but it's one I do just about every year, it seems. It's about a half a dozen, well, 5 anyway, that I go up. I'll show some of them to you once we get up to the top. Nice hikes on nice trails, never very crowded. Only 2 other cars in the lot today. A little damp because, as it's been this summer, it's been raining. Yeah, start right off with the mud. This is a fun little trail, though. Couple miles to the top. Interesting terrain as we go through it. The Northeast Kingdom has a bunch of mountains that folks hike. There's only a handful, though, that have any kind of view at the top. This is one of them. And it's marked by the blue blazes, which we will follow. That's quite a boulder right here. A lot of these glacial irregulars or glacial erratics are found in this part of Vermont. Pretty. As you can see, leaves are starting to come down. Pretty soon, we'll have the annual blaze of color. Well, Vermont does have those nicknames, Vermucht, Vermud, and this year it's been no joke. So far, though, trails in real good shape. Bog bridges where they need to be. Well, so far I've seen 2 squirrels, and I just saw a partridge, which in Vermont they may call a grouse, but I lived in Maine for far too long to call them anything but a partridge. Well, this is our first and maybe only water crossing. Check these guys out. When the ice sheet pulled back, it left a lot of crumbs. Okay, guess this is the second water crossing. So we're about 1.1 miles in. Only have elevated 350 feet or so since the start. Now we're starting to see a little bit more incline. Got a little series of switchbacks here going up to the next ridge. All right, we're about a mile and a half in, and now we're swinging around to the south before we get up on the ridge. See all that rock there? Yeah, up we go here. More mud. My favorite part of the trail. Now we go down so we can go up again. So 1 3/4 mile. We're still going down so we can go back up the final little ascent there. I've seen 3 other people, which probably accounts for the 2 cars in the parking lot, so I wouldn't expect to be seeing anybody else on the way in. Get a little look through the trees of the surroundings here. You can see the leaves are starting to change. Probably still a good 2 to 4 weeks out before you get the real color. Trail's well marked. It's in good shape too, even with all the mud. Like I said, this is the 4th or 5th time I've done this trail. Every time it's a little different. This is the dampest I've seen it. Yeah. Starting to walk across the rock face now a little bit. When you see a sign like blaze like that on a trail, that means there's a turn. And so there is. Well, you can see up there, we're starting to come out into the open. Up we go. The trailhead is down near that pond. We more or less looped right up around the ridge here. Keep going up. Isn't that pretty? So 2.3 miles, this is what you get left to get to the top. Short stretch. Looks to me to be pretty steep, but We'll get up there and then we'll take a look around. And here we go, up the steep rock. And into the breeze. All right, we've crested the summit. There's no sign that I can find, and I've looked, never found it in 4 or 5 trips. But right now we're going to head out to an overlook. You may have seen that sign, Eagle Rock. Well, I haven't seen any eagles yet, but I just saw a whole flock of some kind of falcon. Maybe we'll see some eagles. We're definitely going to get a view, though. What a beautiful day, though. No bugs. About 60 degrees, sunny, fairly clear. We're going to see all the mountains today. And here we are at Eagle Rock. That's a long way down. And this is where we just came from. It's right there. You've got Moose Mountain. Way in the background there, those 2 little ridges ending in a peak. That's Burke. It's Mount Hoare. Now directly across there with the sheer cliff, that's Mount Pisgah. That's a good hike. I usually go up the North Trail. Good overlooks there. Get up there and have a nice lunch overlooking the lake. Then the bigger of those 2 humps, that's Haystack. I'm not sure that's an open trail anymore. And then the pyramidal one in the background, with, if you can make out the fire tower on top, that's Bald Mountain. Spent a night there in June. And that big lake down there, that's Willoughby Lake. This is a great view. This is why I do this. Now, the other reason I do this is to kind of let folks know that it's not that hard. If you can walk, you can do it. And it's so good to get out. There's nothing better out here than being out here as far as I'm concerned. All right, gonna take a hydration break and then work my way back. Well, just came off of Eagle Rock and now we're heading down the mountain. But of course, before we head down, we need to head up. Okay, so we're coming down the last bit of ledge till we get into the woods. It's been a great hike. I know I've said that a few times, but this is one of my favorites. All kinds of terrain, all kinds of views. So this is an out and back, so I'm going back the exact same way I came in. And I will catch up. I'll catch up with the Jeep once we get down there. Do a recap. That's a helpful new sign. tell you, when you look at it, it looks so steep, you don't think you can keep traction, but you can. Boots have gotten so much better over my lifetime. Okay, catch you at the Jeep. Okay, we're back at the Jeep after the Willoughby mountain hike. Great hike, 5.15 miles. Elevation gain was 1, 2, 3, 4 feet, according to the GPS, and it took about 3.5 hours to do. As I've said, this is one of my favorite hikes up here in the Northeast Kingdom. There's 4 I do, it seems, every year. Willoughby Mountain, Bald Mountain, Mount Pisgah, the one I pointed out across Willoughby Lake from the top of up top today. Bluff Mountain over in Island Pond is a good, close, nearby hike that I use for a workout, and you get a little bit of a view. And there's also a 5th one, Mount Brousseau over in Norton or Averill. That's right up on the border, and it's got a gorgeous view when you get up top of Little Averill Pond. That's a very short hike, only 900 feet elevation, I think. So that's it for the Northeast Kingdom as far as I'm concerned. There's an awful lot of hikes up here, an awful lot of hikes that have no views. You're in the woods, you get to a sign, you turn around, you come back. But over on the Green Mountain Ridge is some really nice hikes. We'll maybe get to some of them at some point. So next up is going to be a couple of hikes out of state. We're going to head out on a kind of a mini vacation. I'm going to try to get a couple of walks in. So we'll catch you next time on those. And meanwhile, get out there and give it a try if this looks like something you might be interested in. It's not hard. All you have to do is walk. Take your own time. There's no race. There's no competition. And I think you'll be surprised. You push your limits a little bit, you're going to find they're a little farther out than you think. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye-bye.